최근 많은 분들께서 또 공감을 하고 계시겠지만 이 디지털 기술의 발전, 다양한 분야에서 경계를 초월한 융합 인재를 또 요구하고 있죠. 이번 세션에서는 이 융합 인재를 확보하기 위해서 어떻게 성공할 수 있을까 그 전략들을 공유해 주신다고 합니다. 자, 이번 특별대담은 이주호 부총리 겸 교육부 장관, 그리고 아난트 아그르왈 에드엑스 창립자 겸 매사추세츠공과대학교 교수께서 함께해 주시겠고요. 디지털 전환과 교육의 미래에 대해서 함께 이야기 나눠보시죠. 먼저 두 분을 소개드립니다. Now we welcome you. Please come up to the stage. 네, 단상 위로 모셔보겠습니다. 따뜻한 박수로 환영해 주시죠. 네, 그럼 지금부터 대담하겠습니다. 부탁드립니다.
아가르왈 대표님을 먼저 소개하고 다이얼로그를 시작하겠습니다. 제가 2015년에 이제 에듀케이션 커미션이라고 해서 그 당시 이제 반기문 유엔 총장님께서 이제 Sustainable Development Goal이라고 해서 이제 2020년부터 시작되는 이제 글로벌 큰 목표들을 구상하시면서 교육 쪽에는 이제 그게 SDG 넘버 4였습니다. Education for All이라고 해서 그 목표를 위해서 에듀케이션 커미션이라는 글로벌 기구가 구성이 됐었는데 그때 이제 고던 브라운 전 영국 수상께서 이제 체어를 하시고 그리고 이제 한 20몇 분의 이제 커미셔너들이 있었습니다. 제가 그래서 그 커미션 중에 한 명으로 이렇게 초대를 받아서 영광스럽게 생각을 했었고요. 또 아낭 아그왈이 그때 같이 동료 커미셔너로 이렇게 초대가 돼서 회의를 꽤 자주 했었는데 항상 생각이 너무 비슷해서 또 제가 또 많이 배웠습니다. 아낭 아그왈 대표님은 워낙 MIT 교수셨는데 에덱스를 창립을 하셨습니다. 창립을 해서 지금 이제 대표로 계신데요. 소위 이제 글로벌 에듀텍 분야에서는 뭐 가장 리딩 엑스퍼트로 또 리더로서 존경을 받는 분입니다. 아낭 다시 만나서 반갑습니다. 네. 제가 이렇게 소개를 해드렸는데요. 제가 에덱스는 또 한국에서 많은 분들이 아직 잘 모르시기 때문에 에덱스가 사실 가장 우리 온라인 러닝의 가장 큰 플랫폼이기도 하지 않습니까? 좀 소개를 좀 부탁드리겠습니다.
감사합니다 for inviting me. It is so good to see you again, my friend. edX is an online learning platform founded in 2011, 12 years ago, founded by Harvard and MIT. The vision behind edX was to completely transform education in quality, in scale, and in access. Our vision was that we wanted everybody around the world who had a will to learn to be able to access education freely and learn anything they wanted over the internet. So edX is a learning platform that we launched. A platform company has two sides. Just like Airbnb, how many of you have heard of Airbnb? So Airbnb is a platform. It has two sides. There are people that have space in their houses, and there are guests who want space in the house. And the platform connects the guests to the hosts. That's a platform. Similarly, edX is a learning platform. On one side, we have teachers, universities, and companies that offer training and courses. On the other side, we have learners, whether the learners are in high school or college or in a company doing lifelong learning. They are connected to the teachers. So today on edX, we have over 78 million learners from all over the world coming to our platform, prospectively seeking learning. And then we have over 250 institutions that offer programs on edX. And these are some of the very top universities and companies in the world, like MIT and Harvard, Oxford and Cambridge. From here, Seoul National University. Companies like Google and Microsoft and Amazon Web Services and IBM all offer courses on edX, and the 78 million learners are learning. That's the platform that we built. And our goal is to create very high quality online learning for anybody around the world that wants to learn. Over the past few years, because of the future of work, there was a big demand from companies as well. So we launched edX for Business, where we partnered with companies and they use our platform to upskill companies. There are courses ranging from all topics: humanities, engineering, sciences, AI, data science, and so on. We have individual courses. We have micro-credentials. Micro-credentials are like mini small degrees, like micro-bachelors and micro-masters. We also have complete degrees. So for example, 6 months ago, we launched a very disruptive master's in artificial intelligence with UT Austin, one of the top schools in AI and computer science. So you can come to the platform and you can learn about any topic and learn from single courses to full degrees. We've also made the platform available to the world as open source. So imagine if Airbnb were to take its software and tell you, anybody, hey, take this platform and go create, you can become a platform company too. So we've given away our platform to the world as open source. It's called Open edX. And today there are 200 million people learning on Open edX, including in Korea. The KMOOC platform in Korea is based on Open edX.
사실 제가 이런 비슷한 다이얼로그를 아낭과 같이 한 적이 있어요. 2017년 겨울인데요. 그때는 이제 에덱스 포럼이죠 아마 캐나다 휘슬러라고 아주 스키 리조트로 유명한 아주 좋은 곳에서 이런 이제 컨퍼런스를 했었는데요. 그때는 이제 아낭이 저한테 질문을 하고 제가 답변을 했었는데 그때 아낭이 계속 저한테 질문했던 그 주제가 mass personalization in education이었거든요. 그래서 이제 그때 AI가 한참 이제 이슈가 되고 그래서 이제 그때 사실 거기서 제가 애리조나 스테이트 유니버시티의 마이클 크로우 총장도 만났습니다. 그래서 이제 마이클 크로우 총장이 거기서 저를 또 초청을 해서 바로 이제 이어서 제가 ASU를 방문하고 그렇게 하면서 이제 소위 하이터치 하이텍이라는 큰 이제 컨셉이 나왔고요. 그게 이제 에듀케이션 커미션에서 추진이 됐었습니다. 또 지금 이제 대한민국 정부에서도 그런 큰 방향에서 지금 이제 AI 디지털 교과서를 또 지금 2025년부터 하는 그런 이제 이니셔티브를 시작을 했고요. 그래서 지금 사실 많은 변화가 있습니다. 그래서 특히 이제 그때 6년 전에 우리가 AI 인 에듀케이션에 대해서 이야기를 했었는데 한 6년 지금 경과됐는데 어떻게 보십니까? 지금 교육에서 AI 역할이나 이런 거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시는지요?
You know, it's interesting. Our roles are now reversed. At that conference in 2017, I was asking you the hard questions. And now you're remembering the questions and you're asking them back to me. So I have to be careful what I say. So in that conference, you and I talked about mass personalization, the fourth industrial revolution, where it was about how do we create massive scale? At the same time, how do we customize and improve the quality for each individual? So the platforms like edX for education created the massive access. 78 million learners coming to our platform prospectively looking for education. How do you get the customization? There are many approaches to getting that customization. With the advent of AI, particularly in the last couple of years, with generative AI and amazing technological leaps like ChatGPT, We can now personalize better than ever before. We can personalize to every single individual at scale. That's the beauty of AI. Previously, I could personalize, but I had to provide a lot of expensive human time and effort, where each teacher, each tutor could personalize to a student. But with AI, we can now personalize at massive scale. And so in the last 2 years, the world has completely changed. And I am equally excited and equally frightened by AI. But as technologists and educators, we have to think of the positives. We have to work towards harnessing the best of AI. On the edX platform, for example, we have launched many AI tools called Expert. X, on edX, everything is an X. We picked X before Twitter picked X. So Expert, X-P-E-R-T. So we have launched many AI tools on the edX platform. So if you take I teach a course on circuits from MIT. If you go into my course, you will see the Expert Learning Tutor. So while I'm learning, just like my good friend Lee Juho talked about the online text, the creating AI-based tutors for textbooks, which is a fantastic idea. Again, textbooks in the past was about scale. Everybody could get a textbook, it was scale. But there was no personalization. Everybody saw the same text at scale, but there was no personalization. But with AI, I can now personalize textbooks to every individual. Similarly, on edX, by introducing the AI tutor, we're able to personalize the MOOC, the core online courses, to each student. So as an example, a student is learning some technology, maybe circuits, electric circuits, or they're learning economics. And the tutor is there to help. It's like I have a personal tutor standing next to me who is helping me learn, like my own teacher. The students can ask a question to the tutor saying, I didn't understand what the professor said. Now, you might think, oh, the tutor will just go answer the question. But the best teachers don't immediately answer the question. The best teachers answer a question with another question. So we've trained AI on the edX platform to be Socratic. If the student asks a question, the teacher won't give out the answer. AI expert will not give out the answer. It will ask the students more questions and helps the students learn and think for themselves, and just like any good teacher would. So these are examples where we brought in AI to customize to each learner. We're now able to translate our courses into many, many languages. The cost of translation has gone down 100 times, not 100%. The cost of translation into each language has gone down by a factor of 100. If previously translating a course was $4,000, today we can translate the course using Gen AI for less than $40.
Yeah.
So we are launching translations into many languages, including Korean.
So 제가 이거를 뺐습니다. 제가 이제 AI 디지털 교과서를 한국 교사분들한테 설명을 할 때 똑같이 설명을 합니다. 그러니까 여러분들이 이제 앞으로 AI 디지털 교과서가 2025년에 영어, 수학, 코딩 세 과목부터 시작이 되면 교실에 학생이 25명 있으면 이제는 25명의 AI 튜터가 생깁니다. 그래서 한 교실에 보조교사가 이제 25명이 교사분들을 돕게 되는 거고 25 보조교사가 인간은 아니지만 어떤 면에서 인간보다도 훨씬 더 정확하게 지원을 해줄 수 있습니다. 물론 이제 교사가 해야 될 더 중요한 역할이 있죠. 하이터치라고 해서 아이들의 사회정서적인 부분, 또 멘토를 해주고 한 명 한 명을 잘 배려해주는 그런 이제 하이터치 쪽은 이제 교사들이 더 강화해야 되지만 단순한 지식 전달은 이제는 AI 디지털 교과서가 훨씬 더 인간 보조교사보다도 더 잘 지원을 해드릴 겁니다. 이렇게 얘기를 합니다. 그래서 이제 2025년부터 시작되면 아마 저희가 대한민국이 AI 코스웨어를 K-12 교육에서 활용하는 데는 거의 이제 포스트 무버라고 생각합니다. 그래서 그 글로벌 리더로서 많은 좀 관심과 지원을 부탁드리겠습니다. 두 번째 주제로 넘어가겠습니다. 이번 컨퍼런스의 이제 주제가 AI와 빅블러잖아요. 빅블러도 아마 아가르왈도 그동안 평소에 많이 이야기를 하는 걸 제가 들었고, 사실 저도 이제 장관으로 취임하면서 또 윤석열 대통령께서 굉장히 많이 또 강조를 하십니다. 대학에서 특히 이제 대학 사회에 있는 그 여러 가지 벽을 허물어라. 그 벽을 허물지 않으면 대학이 혁신의 허브가 될 수 없다 하는 그런 메시지입니다. 그래서 교육부도 지금 그쪽으로 많은 노력을 하고 있는데요. 거기에 대해서 한번 아가르왈이 워낙 MIT 교수이시기도 하고 그 대학의 벽을 허무는 다양한 사례들이 있을 텐데요. 거기에 대해서 한번 좀 이야기를 해주시면, MIT 또 교수이시기도 하기 때문에 좋은 이야기를 들을 수 있을 것 같습니다. 부탁드리겠습니다.
Completely agree with how you're thinking in that our world today has too many walls. I think the past century was characterized by who can build the highest walls and who can separate people. But in the future, I'm such a big believer in AI and the big blur. Blur means that we're going to break down walls. And break down walls and create more of a mingling, create the best of both worlds. In my own writing, I have called it and thinking, which is, in the previous century, it was a lot about this or this. Civil engineering or mechanical engineering. In-person learning, digital learning. These were or. In my mind, the future is about and thinking, by creating a blur and enabling and. This and this. At MIT, we've seen the same thing happen. When you get admitted to, when I was in school in India, I went to IIT Madras. And in those days, there was a big entrance exam across the whole country. And when we were selected to a department at IIT. So I joined, in those days, there was no computer science. This was in 1977. And there was electronics and telecommunications. So I got my degree in electronics and telecommunications. But I got admitted to that department. It was nearly impossible to learn anything from other departments or to change your department. Everything had a wall. There were big walls, big boundaries between departments. Today at MIT, it's not like that. Today at MIT, when you join MIT, you are admitted to MIT. You're not admitted to a department. You're admitted, and in your first year, you can be undeclared. You can just come to MIT and you don't have to declare a department. And then in your second year, you then begin to specialize.
그 경우에 예를 들어서 MIT 학생들이 모두 다가 컴퓨터 사이언스를 하고 싶다 이렇게 하면 그러면 어떻게 되는 거죠? 네.
So my daughter is here with me. She joined MIT. And in the second year, you have to declare your subject. And like you, as a Minister of Education, you realize the problems. A lot of people choosing computer science and AI. At MIT, we admit 1,200 students per year. 1,200 students are admitted every year. And we have, 15, 16 departments. Wouldn't it be nice if 1/15 of the students would pick each department, so there would be nicely, maybe 50 to 100 students per department? Oh, no. Your problem is exactly what happens. More than half the students who come into MIT choose computer science. 650 choose computer science and AI. In fact, I remember a few years ago, there was a machine learning course. And this was about 6 or 7 years ago, before AI became as popular as it is now. And there were 800 students that wanted to take the machine learning class. And the biggest classroom we had at MIT was a classroom that would hold 500 students. We have walls around the classroom, so we can't put 800 students there. So what did we do? We put 500 students in that classroom, divided by the walls, and then the remaining students went to an overflow room, and those students had to watch the courses on a television monitor. So even though you were on campus, because of the walls, you had to go into remote learning. So I'm I think what we should be doing is breaking down walls in every which way. This century, like you said, should be about the big blur, should be about breaking down walls. Let us break down the walls between departments at a university. At MIT, for instance, people who do mechanical engineering want to learn electrical engineering. MIT, everything is a number. Mechanical engineering is course 2. Electrical engineering is course 6. Economics is course 14. But every student wants to learn electrical and mechanical, or electrical and economics, or civil and economics. But there are walls between departments. So what MIT has done is they've created blur departments by breaking down walls. There's a department called 6-2. 6-2 is mechanical and electrical. 214 is mechanical and economics. Now very soon there'll be 3, 214, 6. So you can see what is happening. We are breaking down more and more walls, even within universities, and everything is becoming hybrid through this and thinking.
최근에 이제 교육부에서 벽을 허물자, 그래서 이제 전공 간의 벽이 정말 큰 이제 문제가 되고 있습니다. 그래서 MIT가 이제 그런 경험이 있다니까 굉장히 반가운데요. 지금 이제 우리 대학들도 한 30% 모든 학생들에게 다 그렇게 학교에 들어와서 전공을 선택하는 기회를 주기가 힘들다면 한 30% 정도 학생들한테는 좀 줄 수 있는 거 아니냐, 그렇게 지금 이제 대화를 시작하고 있습니다. 그래서 어떤 대학들은 한번 해보겠다고 하시는 데도 있고, 어떤 대학들은 30% 너무 많습니다. 한 10%, 15%에서 출발해 보겠습니다. 이렇게 하는 대학들도 있습니다. 그렇지만 많은 대학 총장님들이 방향에는 크게 공감을 하시는 것 같아요. 그리고 한국에도 카이스트 같은 대학들은 이미 MIT처럼 그렇게 전공의 벽을 허문 대학들도 이미 나오고 있습니다. 그래서 한국 대학들도 이미 이제 그런 변화가 시작됐다고 생각하는데요. 그 전공의 벽도 있지만 그 고등교육에도 다양한 벽들이 있다고 생각을 합니다. 또 다른 그 사례들을 좀 더 얘기해 주시죠. 네.
So the big blur is happening in many, many different fields. I'll give you another example, which is work and learning. Since this is a business HR conference, I have to give an example from business, where in the past you learned for 4 years in university, then you went to work and worked for the rest of your life, and there was a big wall between learning and working. But in the future, learning for the future of work needs to become continuous and lifelong. Learning and working will become blurred. It won't be learning and working, it will be learning and working simultaneously. So even while you're working in a company, you have to keep on learning for the rest of your life. So as an example, let's say, for instance, you are a mechanical engineer working at LG or other company. Everybody has to be learning about AI. Everybody has to be learning about humanistic skills. Everybody has to be learning about how to work with AI. Everybody has to be learning about AR and VR. And so all of these things you have to learn even while you're working. Everything is changing. And so to help with that, as a platform organization, we launched edX for Business, where we work with companies. So if the engineer from Samsung, let us say he's working at the company, he's got 2 children, he's working, the chances that he can go to KAIST or other university is very difficult because he's working and he's got a job and he's got children. He cannot go to a university. But if the company can make some time for them, they can be learning online. They can't get a new degree, it takes too long, but by making education modular, by making education come in small pieces, like professional certificates in AI, or smaller chunks of learning completely online, you can then upskill your workforce as a company leader very quickly, enabling the employees to be much more ready with upskilling for the future of work. That is just one example. Another example that blur work and learning.
지금 여기 이 자리에도 아마 그 기업의 그 HR 그 담당자들이 많이 오셨기 때문에 아마 좋은 인사이트를 주신 것 같습니다. 그 지금 교육부가 또 추진하고 있는 것 중에 하나가 이제 글로컬 대학 그 이니셔티브입니다. 이제 우리나라에 특히 이제 그 지역 소멸 이슈가 있습니다. 지금 지역이 너무 격차가 중앙과 벌어지고 격차가 벌어지는 가장 핵심 문제가 지금 지역을 가보면 젊은이들이 없습니다. 그리고 또 지역 대학들이 너무 지금 위기입니다. 학생들도 없고요. 그래서 이걸 다시 이제 그 살리기 위해서는 지역 대학들이 크게 이제 대전환을 해야 되는데 그 방향이 글로컬이다. 글로벌과 로컬을 동시에 이제 추진해야 된다. 뭐 지금 이제 아나운의 표현에 의하면 아마 글로벌과 로컬도 이제 구분이 없어야 된다 하는 그런 의미도 같이 들어가 있는 것 같습니다. 그래서 이제 지금 글로컬 대학을 선정하고 있는 작업을 하고 있고요. 또 글로컬 대학의 모든 지역 대학들이 정말 그 스스로의 아이디어들, 뭐 우리 교육부가 정해주는 탑다운식 아이디어들이 아니고 바텀업의 그런 변화의 그런 새로운 아이디어들을 좀 많이 제안해주면 교육부가 이제 글로컬 위원회랑 같이 대학위원회랑 같이 이제 지원을 해주겠다는 그런 취지입니다. 그래서 이제 지역 대학들이 특히 저희가 이제 지원서를 받아보면 로컬 그 파트너들하고는 이미 이제 시작을 했습니다. 로컬 뭐 예를 들어서 뭐 경남 지역 같으면 우주항공 그 산업이 그쪽에 이제 시작되지 않습니까? 그래서 그쪽하고 협력이라든가 이런 것들이 굉장히 심도 있게 제안이 되고 있는데 조금 저희들이 아쉬웠던 거는 이제 글로벌 파트너들과의 협력입니다. 그래서 어떻게 보시는지 글로벌 에듀케이션에서 계속 지금 일을 하고 계시는데 대한민국의 지역 대학들이 글로벌하게 가려면 어떤 전략이나 어떤 파트너십을 맺을 수 있는지 거기에 대해서 좀 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
I really like your thinking of local, which is a merging of local and global. So that's another wall that you're breaking. We have all these artificial walls in our society from past generations where local university, global university. When students come to a university, why should they only be learning from the local professors? Why can't they be interacting with professors in other parts of the world, not just in Korea, but other parts of the world as well? We need to break down those walls and create more of a meld between local and global universities. We are thinking along very similar lines. One of the things we've done is we've launched a platform just like edX for Business to break down the walls. We've launched edX for Campus. edX for Campus is a platform where even when you are a student in a local university, you can be taking some courses from other universities, other global universities in your own country, or from around the world. So for example, every university cannot have the best teachers in every subject. Particularly, it's very difficult to find great professors who can teach the most cutting-edge modern AI. Those topics, if you know about those topics, you will get big jobs in big companies. So it's very, very difficult to find talent, whether it's for training in companies or for universities. So there, online learning can help. The idea there is that as a Minister of Education, you can do this. You can say, okay, every local university can give up to 50% of the credits for online learning from outside the campus. India has done that, where we've just partnered with, signed an MOU with the state of Andhra Pradesh in India, which has a population of 52 million people, pretty much the size of South Korea, where up to 50% of the credits for the students in all the colleges, roughly 1 million students, can come from an external source. So they learn from the professors in the university for half the credits, and the other half, 50%, can come from outside. So in our partnership with them, the students can take courses from outside, from MIT or Harvard or Google, and map those to the local curriculum, and the local teachers help the students master the materials. So that is one way in which a student at a local university can be learning from local professors and also learning from global professors.
사실 제가 어제 이제 그 지역 대학 학생들이랑 이렇게 간담회를 했었는데요. 사실 그런 제안이 많이 있었습니다. 우리 대학에는 없는 과목을 다른 대학에서 듣고 싶은데 지금 이제 대학 간의 교류가 좀 활발하게 돼서 다른 그 인근 대학에 한 학기 이렇게 교환 학생으로 갈 수는 있지만 교환 학생으로 가서 듣는 것보다는 그냥 저 대학에 코스 몇 개를 듣고 싶은데 그걸 좀 하게 해주십시오 이렇게 이야기를 하는 학생도 있었고 또 이제 우리 이제 방송통신대학이라고 이제 오픈 온라인 대학이 있거든요. 그래서 그 대학에서 뭘 좀 듣고 싶은데 강의가 자기가 듣고 싶은 강의가 없습니다. 이렇게 또 하는 학생도 있고. 그래서 제가 이제 그런 학생들을 만나 보니까 수요가 굉장히 많은 것 같아요. 그러니까 이제 팬데믹을 거치면서 학생들이 이제 온라인 수업에 대해서 굉장히 편하게 생각하고 또 자기가 원하는 수업들에 대해서 이제 의식들이 있는데 지금 이제 자기가 속한 대학에서는 충분히 그거를 오프를 하지 못하는 거죠. 그래서 제가 지금 인디아가 벌써 인디아의 하나의 주죠, 그게 그죠? 주정부에서 그렇게 한다는 게 상당히 놀라운데요. 한국에서도 그런 거를 할 수 있는지에 대해서 한번 여쭤보고 싶습니다. 그런 가능성이 어떻게 실현될 수 있을 거라고 생각하는지, 아니면 미국에서 지금 ASU 대학 같은 애리조나 스테이트 유니버시티 같으면 아마 그런 쪽을 많이 하고 edX랑도 협력을 하고 있는 것 같은데 그 사례에 대해서도 조금 더 얘기를 해주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Sure, there are many examples, and as you asked the question, can Korea do it? As the Minister of Education, you can make it happen. So the example that we did with Arizona State University and my good friend, President Michael Crow, this was about 8 years ago. We were chatting, and we both had a dream. We said, why do we have a wall between high school and college? It is just so painful for me as a teacher, as an international teacher. We have walls everywhere. We have a wall between high school and college. You study high school, and then you come to college and you study college. So he and I had a dream. We said, why don't we break down the wall between school and college? And we came up with the concept of Global Freshman Academy, where a student in high school could take some courses and programs that eventually became known as micro-bachelors. We launched a program called micro-bachelors. While you're in high school, you can complete small programs called micro-bachelors. Then when you go to university, you get credit for that. So even while you're in high school, you're already taking university-level courses and getting credits for that. So this was pioneered when Arizona State University, Michael Crow, and edX came together and pioneered this about 9 years ago. And that has become micro-bachelors, where students can take high school courses and college courses. And this can be transferred from one university to another, where you don't have to be learning from just one university. And as the ministry, as the government really has to step in, because accreditation of universities in India and the US is a government or a government job. And the accreditation agencies have to say that, okay, some number of your credits can come from other universities. So whether you're in high school or in college, you can be learning from other universities, and these credits can transfer as you go along. And this was not very easy to do, but in collaboration with Arizona State University, we built a platform for that. That platform, we have been evolving it over the past 8 years, and today it's called edX for Campus. That platform enables local teachers to be helping students who are learning from other universities. So you're not replacing the local teacher. It is and thinking. It's the local professor and the global professor. It's another example of and thinking, but to make it happen, it really requires policy changes and funding at the global level. And if your students are already asking for it, which is fantastic, if students want it, then I think we need to be more of a learner-centric, student-centric culture. And if they are demanding it, we should be making it happen.
영어를 사용하니까 아마 언어 문제는 없을 것 같은데요. 한국은 아무래도 이제 언어 문제가 있다고 생각합니다. 앞에서 이제 그 트랜스레이션의 그 비용이 100분의 1로 줄었다 이렇게 이야기를 하셨는데 혹시 이제 한국어로 이렇게 좀 트랜스레이트 되는 그런 서비스도 글로벌하게 이렇게 가능한지 한번 여쭤보고 싶습니다.
Yeah, the answer is yes. Because of the dramatically lower cost of translation, we are translating courses into Telugu and Hindi. So Telugu is the language of the state where we've signed the MOU with the chief minister. Telugu is the local language. Even there, I think, you may think that India, everybody knows English, but that's because you meet a few people from there who are traveling internationally and they know English. But when you go to the students deep inside the state, they don't know English. They know a little bit of English, but they don't know it so well. So we are creating transcripts for all the videos and all the teaching in Telugu, for example. Similarly, with the lowered cost of translation, we do the same for Korean as well, so that a student can be listening to a video, but can be getting captions in a local language, so that it becomes much easier for them. And then in a global community, it is important for students to learn multiple languages. And so an international platform and international teachers can enable students to learn that. I mean, today, when I was coming home from the airport to the hotel from the airport, I met the person who was helping me travel from the airport to the hotel. And he said that when he was young, his parents sent him to the US because they want as an exchange student. In the old days, the only way to learn from somebody else was to be an exchange student. It was very expensive, and only a few students could do that. But today, we can break down walls and use technology where everybody in the whole world can be an exchange student.
네, 굉장히 좋은 인사이트를 오늘 많이 공유해 주신 것 같습니다. 아마 오늘 이 자리에 계신 분들도 상당히 좋은 인사이트 또 좋은 제안에 대해서 공감하셨을 거라고 생각합니다. 우리 한 5분 남았는데요. 마지막으로 좀 우리가 이제 너무 미래에 대한 좀 장밋빛 미래만 이야기를 했는데 지금 최근에 이제 챗GPT라든가 AI에 대한 또 우려도 있고 또 이제 디지털 플랫폼에 대한 또 이 부작용도 이제 많이 지적이 되고 있습니다. 그래서 그런 부분에 대해서 좀 어떻게 생각하는지 좀 여쭤보고 싶습니다.
I'm very glad that we are ending a conversation in a very balanced manner. We're not just talking about the rosy picture of how AI can help and how digital learning can help. We also have to worry about challenges. The challenges with digital learning and the challenges with AI. The challenges with digital learning is that those students and those countries who don't have access to digital technologies can rapidly fall behind. But only the rich students, rich universities, rich countries can provide access to digital technologies, a smartphone, smart devices. So there, it is very important for governments to make sure that every university, every student has access to technology. As part of the global initiative, I'm hoping that, although in South Korea that is probably not such a problem, I suspect every single student has access to the internet and smartphones, but in many countries, that is a challenge. There are other challenges with AI. With AI, the challenges are that if you're not very careful with AI, some real challenges can happen because of that. So one of the things we've done at edX is that we've adopted 7 principles for the thoughtful use of AI. And we published these as a blog post. It's the 7 principles for thoughtful, responsible use of AI. And we've said that everything that we do has to follow the 7 principles. The first principle, I won't read out all the 7 principles. I'll give you examples of 2 or 3. The first principle is that anything that we do with AI technology has to help teachers or students. That is, we will not use AI to build something that will hurt a student or hurt a teacher. So that is a principle. We're going to follow that principle. Teachers can use AI to help create lesson plans, to use summaries. So in our platform, we enable teachers to use AI as well. The second principle is that we have to be careful about student privacy. There's a real danger with AI where student data can go to the net and be used to train the data sets of the big company AI engines. And suddenly, all your data is out there in the public. And anybody can ask, hey, what is Anant Agarwal's credit card number? And AI will tell you the answer. That is not good. So second principle is that we will be very careful with student data. The third principle is that everything that we build with AI for education will make it open source. What we're saying there is that we just won't have the technology ourselves. We will share the technology with the whole world so everybody can benefit from it. So these are just 3 of the 7 principles that we've adopted. And I would challenge every company, every university, every government to build their own set of principles And we are happy to share the 7 principles we came up with. But these principles create the guardrails. These principles create the walls that help us govern how we use AI in our lives, how we use AI as technologists.
감사합니다. 한국이 이제 빠른 경제 발전과 민주화로 사실 세계 모범이 되고 있습니다. 그 근본에는 이제 교육에 대한 투자, 또 이제 교육의 힘으로 이렇게까지 왔다고 생각을 하는데요. 지금 이제 다시 이제 교육의 힘으로 대전환을 할 때가 됐다고 생각합니다. 원래 사실 한국이 교육에서 많은 아픔이 있었습니다. 학교 폭력 문제, 뭐 교권 문제, 또 지역 대학은 지역 대학대로 어렵습니다. 저는 이게 이제 위기가 또 오히려 또 기회가 된다고 생각합니다. 이런 이제 교육의 회복을 이제 원래 많이 했습니다. 그래서 그걸 기반으로 해서 이제 교육의 대전환을 준비하고 또 이제 진행하고 있는데 이 시점에서 우리 아가르왈께서 되게 굉장히 좋은 인사이트를 많이 공유해 주셔서 다시 한번 감사드립니다. 고맙습니다.
네, 수고해주신 두 분께 여러분 다시 한번 따뜻한 박수 보내주시기 바랍니다. 고맙습니다. 네, 정말 시간 가는 줄 모르고 열심히 들었는데요. 앞으로는 학습과 일의 경계가 빅블러 된다고 하니까 미래를 바라보는 시각을 좀 새롭게 가져야 하지 않을까 생각도 듭니다. 우리 교육의 미래를 위해서 AI를 어떻게 활용할 수 있을지 또 제언들까지 전해주셨는데요. 진심으로 감사드립니다.